Another early morning at Prince's Pantry in Bristol. Breakfast orders are underway and it's a busy day ahead. But while most children are off to school, Hamish Anderson detours to the Waterside Cafe, not because he's hungry, but to collect food for Bristol's homeless community.
I thought I needed to do something really, because I cycled past them every day and I felt really bad for them. And then I asked one of them if they had any breakfast. He said he doesn't really have breakfast any mornings. I reckon most people look and don't see. So they just walk past and look at people, but they don't actually see the problems. They just walk past them every day and don't think twice about it.
According to the Mouse Homeless Charity, the number of homeless people in Bristol is on the rise, up by almost 90% in the last 3 years. Young Hamish wants to make a difference. As well as using his own pocket money, the 13-year-old recently raised £90 from shaving his head. He's also raising more funds to start a food delivery service and also wants to open a soup kitchen type stall.
He'd been coming in for a couple of weeks each morning, just buying a couple of sandwiches for what we thought was maybe him and a friend at school. And then one morning we just said to him, "You must really like the sandwiches." And that's when he told us that he'd been buying them for 2 local homeless guys. We've been here for 3 years, and we've noticed there's definitely been a rise in the amount of people that are on the streets. I mean, we've been trying to do stuff for the last couple of years. Obviously, to see a kid of 13 doing it from his own pocket, it was just, we couldn't believe it.
With more cuts in Bristol City Council's budget, spending on services preventing homelessness will be cut by a further 40%. With hundreds of households already being referred to local authorities because they are either already homeless or at risk of losing their homes, the result for some can mean sleeping on the streets. Taffy here has been homeless for many years, but it's young Hamish's support that he respects the most.
Every morning this young man here has come up and given me sandwiches. He's doing a lot more than what a lot of people are doing. He's doing a lot more than what the government's doing. The government's doing nothing. He's a little man with a big heart.
A sweet and successful story about a young boy here in Bristol who's helping the homeless using his own pocket money and money that he's raised. But the real question is, why should it be left to him? And more importantly, what does Bristol City Council have to say about it?
We remain committed to working with partners from across the sector to tackle the issue of homelessness in the city. A new group formed in December sees us working with charities, faith groups, business representatives and the police, helping more than 120 people so far.
But the teenager doesn't think it's enough, and with full support from his parents, he continues to help those without a roof over their heads.
Hamish has seen something and has come up with a very simple solution to it that a lot of us adults, I think, miss. And, he wanted to do something direct and positive to the community. I guess if we all did that, the problem would be a lot smaller.
As well as his edible offerings, the young campaigner highlights a strong social message that with more people sleeping on the streets, more awareness is needed than ever before. And as government homeless figures grow every year, perhaps it's individual people who can also make a change. Martin Andrews, RTUK, Bristol.